Beautiful rising, y'all. A different setup, child. All right, we're going to welcome everybody in, y'all. This is absolutely a different setup, so I want to make sure that the algorithms pick it up. All right, let's see. Welcome to the live, y'all. Let me get it pulled up on my other phone. There we go. All right, y'all. I got a different setup this morning because I am at the King House, child. So we got a different setup this morning, but it is still your girl. It is still your girl. All right, look, this is my on-the-go setup, child. I got to get a new setup for the King House, child. How y'all doing? I hope y'all are having an amazing day, y'all. I'm going to give everybody some time to join the live because I did start a little later today. I did start a little later, so I will give everybody time to join. Got my little stone set up, y'all. Today, y'all, the moon has moved into Aries, all right? The moon moved overnight into Aries. So now today, y'all, everybody, you know, you're going to feel a little nudge is what I call it. You're going to feel like this little push, all right, to do some things differently today. All right, so today the moon moved into Aries overnight. So this shifted us out of this dreamy Pisces energy more into a bold, action-oriented vibe, all right? So as we wrap up the very last day of winter, y'all, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah. Now, let's be clear, it's still cold. Y'all, I'm in Florida, and it's still cold, all right? So, anywho, today is, though, the last day of winter, all right? So as we wrap up, all right, winter, we're inviting in the spring. Now, yesterday was the new moon, right? So I want to make sure that everyone set their intentions, all right? Because it's time, y'all. It is time for us to move forward, all right? So the spring equinox, y'all, as we now are in the very last day of winter, right before the spring equinox, the cosmos is really pushing us to take the initiative in our love lives, y'all. You got to take the initiative if it's what you want, right? However you and your person got to meet in the middle, you can absolutely do it. Hell, I got to set up everywhere, y'all. I told you I'm at the damn King House. But I got to set up here as well, right? Whatever it is that you need to do, you need to do it. And you do not compromise your purpose or your passion for your person, but you find a way to integrate it all. That's what I'm hearing. All right. So Venus is also in Aries, y'all, which is applying to that wounded healer, Chiron energy. So Chiron today is all about finding the courage, y'all, to heal past relationships, hurts, and use authentic, unapologetic action to move forward in your life. Excuse me, y'all, I'm drinking coffee. So I'm like drinking coffee. I'm talking to y'all. All right. Got to get my voice warmed up, y'all. It's early. Okay. All right, so let's get into the energy, y'all. So today is about deep transformative conversations, right? Deep transformative conversations, right? True feelings are bubbling to the surface. So you got to make this a perfect time, right, for emotional honesty and boosting intimacy, y'all. Emotional honesty and then boosting intimacy, all right? So Mercury is still in retrograde for one more day, all right? So words may still get twisted up, but with all of this energy in Aries, y'all, actions speak louder than words. Remember that, y'all. Today, actions speak louder than words, all right? So the overall energy, y'all, is action-oriented, all right? So let's get into action. All right, y'all, let's get into it. If y'all hear something in the background, child, my king got a damn cane corso. So the dog big as shit. And he over here on the floor chewing on a damn stick. Okay. If Chance wants to make his appearance, then I will let y'all see the dog. I'm sure y'all will get to see him on my live tomorrow morning. All right, y'all, let's get into the energy. All right. Let's get into the energy. If you are new to the live, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I am the Lady Empath 1111, y'all. This is your daily guidance, all right? Daily guidance is based on astrological transits as well as the energy, right? As the energy that is taking place, all right? The energy is now in Aries, which means that now it might be time to take some action, y'all. All right, we were being still. All right, now it's time to take that action, y'all. What did I say? Open up. Y'all see the dog walking by, y'all. Open up. All right, so now it's time for you to open up. Pay attention. All right, pay attention. All right, and then the last card is release judgment. Beautiful. All right, so today the universe is asking you to pay attention. So first, you're being asked to open your heart, right, to another. What did I say, y'all? This is the energy, right? As that Aries energy now is moving forward, now you can open up, y'all. So you're being asked to open your heart to another, to let down your walls and trust. Chance, really, you loud. Y'all, the dog got the damn boxing glove playing with a boxing glove. Lord, this is going to be an interesting morning, y'all. Y'all know I ain't used to all of this. In the morning, my little space quiet. All right. So today you're being asked to open up yourself to another, let down your walls, y'all, and trust that what you want is what's best for you, right? And your life will open up in a wonderful way once you decide to open up, right? So this is the energy. Y'all see the dog? Look at Chance. Let me see if he'll look up, y'all. Look, child. Hold on, y'all. Look at him. He's just sitting here looking at me. He's only 7 months, y'all. He's sitting over here next to my table, y'all. All right, we're going to let Chance play. All right, so pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. It says you're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs that you've been given, especially today, y'all, because a lot of those signs may be subtle, right? They may be subtle signs, but listen to them, right? Because these signs will help you see how to best move forward, all right? In order for you to live your best life. See, this entire journey, y'all, is still the journey of you just living your best life, whatever that looks like for you, right? But you got to release judgment. We'll see what that's about. All right, we got to release judgment, y'all. So it says, hold on to judgment, whether holding on to judgment, whether yourself or others, right? It only clouds your vision. It only clouds your vision. So it's time to release it, right? So whatever judgment that you could have been holding on to that's stopping your relationships from really moving forward, it's time for you to release that judgment, right? Y'all, this damn dog is about to get put out. I'm talking about, he right over here playing, y'all. I cannot even concentrate. Oh my God. All right, release judgment. All right, you got to release judgment. All right, the next one is expand. All right, because you're being now asked to expand. All right, you're now being asked to expand. And in order for you to expand, you got to look at anything that has been stopping you, right? That's your vision, right? Anything that clouds your vision. I might have to put the dog away, y'all, because I cannot. Come on, Chance. You're doing too much. Hold on, y'all. Let me put the dog up. Come on. Come on. Go. Go. Come on. Go. Chance, go. All right, y'all. I cannot. Dog doing everything in the world. We ain't got time for that. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get back into it. Okay. So you're being asked to expand, though, right? So it says you're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, y'all. So as we begin to allow ourselves now, right, as the moon has entered into Aries, we're inviting in this new spring equinox energy. So now it's time for you to expand. It's time for you to expand your vision. It's time for you to release judgment or anything, right, that is stopping your path, right? You got to be able to see your path with a clear vision. So anything that is stopping you from seeing your path in a clear vision, oh, it got to go, y'all. It has to go. And that's what the universe is telling you at this time. As you begin to expand your own vision, now you can speak the truth, y'all. Coming right up under open up. Coming right up under open up is speak your truth, right? So whatever it is that's been stopping you, right? Even if it was just you giving things time, right? Maybe it just wasn't time. Remember, the energy for the last 2 weeks have been to be still. Now, right? Now the energy is speak your truth. And when you move according to the energy, that is when things work in your favor, right? See, I told y'all the only thing that God has given us is us and the universe and stars. And a lot of times you have to be able to listen. What is it, y'all? There's a time to plant, right? But there's a time to pluck up, right? There's a time to seed. There's a time to harvest, right? There's a time to be quiet, and there's a time to speak up, right? So you have to understand that there is a time and season, right? A time and season for everything. And now we've entered into that time or that season where it's time for you to speak your truth. Right? See, as the chosen, a lot of times we remain silent, not because we didn't see the truth. Oh, we always see it, y'all. It just wasn't time to open up. So with this fiery Aries energy, you may feel, right, this push to now speak your truth, whatever that truth is. See, when the universe supports the actions, y'all, that's what it is. When the universe supports the actions, now whatever action you take is supported by universal energy. What is that? God. Right? It's God, y'all. So when God says be quiet, be quiet. When God says plant the seeds, plant the seeds. When God says fertilize, 11:11 on the time of fertilize, right? But when God says that it's harvest time, oh, it's harvest time. So now somebody, it's time for you to open up and speak your truth. All right, now it's time for you to open up and speak your truth. And that starts with you making a decision, choice. Fell out in my hand, y'all. Choice. So you're being asked right now to make a choice, y'all. You're being asked to make a choice, right? That you've been struggling with, right? Maybe you've been struggling with this choice, right? But it's time to decide, right? Which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition, all right? Eliminate everyone else's input and feel your way into the choice, whatever that choice is. It is what's right for you. And the time is now, y'all. The time is now. See, anytime God is saying be still, it's because the way is being prepared, right? I'm seeing somebody like clearing woods with a machete, y'all. I'm seeing like Jamaica. You know how they cut grass in Jamaica with machetes, y'all. So I'm seeing somebody going before you and clearing the path, y'all, with this machete so that now the path is cleared, y'all. Look at this clear path. Yeah, look at this clear path, right? Now the path is clear for you to walk. But walking that path is still your choice, y'all. Walking the path is still your choice because somebody you could be depleted. Somebody you could be feeling depleted. But even in you feeling depleted, you got to find the lesson, right? There's been some type of lesson in all of this is what I'm hearing my spirit guides say. All right. And if you are over giving and you're not taking enough time to rest and rejuvenate, you will absolutely feel depleted, y'all. So sometimes you have to reevaluate the relationships or the commitments around you, right? Because if you begin to feel depleted or your health is deteriorating, that your pressure is high, your whatever's going on in your body, right? All of this is taking place because you have to be able to take time to take care of yourself. But a lot of times if you're feeling depleted in your body or even in your energy, right? Even in your energy, then you got to find the lesson. I love that, Dominique. I love that. Yes, that's what I was seeing. Like Jamaica, like the Jamaican flag and somebody clearing the damn way with a machete, y'all. So the divine masculine, y'all, because this is coming up on masculine energy, right? Choice is on feminine energy. Speak your truth is on masculine energy. The masculine energy is the one that is depleted because they know that their vision has expanded. The feminine energy has begun to accept, right? As the feminine energy walks into acceptance, it allows the masculine energy to find the lesson, y'all. To find the lesson. All of us have to learn lessons in union, right? Whether that's the union within yourself, right? Or the union of you and your external masculine. Somebody had to take the high road. That's all it is, y'all. Let me tell you, the journey to divine union is a battle of the egos. It's the battle of two people's egos, y'all. It's not just your king that has an ego. Both of you guys have an ego. And the reason it's the battle of the egos is because both of you guys are healing individually. And if you do not take the time to do the individual healing, you will find yourself in a tug of war. So the divine masculine, now they're looking for the lesson in everything that they have experienced with you as their divine feminine. Everything, y'all. Or if this is not an external masculine, this is your internal masculine teaching you that you had to find a lesson and accept where you are today so that you can now expand your vision, y'all. It says find the lesson. Something has happened and it stopped you in your tracks. In reality, it was simply teaching you, right? where you needed to grow. There is no such thing as a failure. So pick yourself up, learn from it, and keep going. See, the masculine collective struggle with the 3D world. And the 3D world says you have to do certain things to be accepted. You have to show up a certain way to make decisions, to be supported, to be a leader, right? That is what the external world tells the divine masculine. So they have to stop and find the lesson in certain decisions that they have made. But you, as the feminine, you also have to accept, y'all, acceptance, right? It says you may be disappointed with the recent outcome. But remember, if one door closes, you are being redirected to one that will soon open to your true soul's path. And most of the feminine energy, when you are in a relationship, you feel like if y'all are in separation or your person not talking to you, all of these things are taking place, then you become disappointed, right? Because now you feel like you're not going to get what you want, right? But you got to understand, divine union, you always get what you want. You just have to detach from the situation and not be concerned with the outcome, y'all. You cannot be concerned with the outcome. You just have to do what it is that God told you to do in your journey. Whoever is supposed to be on that journey with you, they will be there. Acceptance, y'all. That is a part of acceptance. Acceptance says that if I am depleted in my energy, guess what I need to do? Take the high road. Take the high road. You don't have time, y'all, to be dealing with people. It says you're at an impasse, right? With a relationship or situation. It's now time to think bigger, right? Think bigger, release desired outcomes, and take the most positive course of action. See, somebody, you're being encouraged by your spirit guides to detach and just take the most positive course of action, y'all. See, as the moon has now moved into Aries, whatever it is that you desire in your life also desires you. But you got to take the first step. 1717 on the timer. All right, y'all, welcome to the live. I got 36 people watching. Can you please give the video a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content? All right, I'm in a different location today, so things look a little different, y'all. All right, I'm spending a couple days with the king. All right, and you know, men houses, they ain't got, hey, I got me a table and he got me some candles. I need better crystals, y'all. To look at the little crystals. They so cute, y'all know. I got to get better crystals. All right, but this is my setup on the run, y'all. This is my setup on the run. Let me tell you guys, for everyone who is in union, all right, this is advice, y'all. Me and the king try to spend at least the new moon or the full moon together every month, right? Either the new moon or full moon. Usually the new moon is better because you set new intentions. The full moon energy is very intense. But yeah, like spring equinox, like new moon, like the fuck, right? Right? So you understand, if your intention is to enjoy your union, solidify your union, walk in your purpose, then do it all, y'all. Do it all, right? My shit travels with me. All right. So somebody, you're being asked to take the high road. Why? Because you always follow your passion, queen. Stop playing. We always follow our passion, right? Our passion, despite whatever they got going on, y'all. When I go, my table go. Well, no, this is the table that I keep at his house, right? So you got to understand your passions and your person. What is that? Your purpose and your person, they will align, y'all. You just have to do what you need to do, right? Follow your passion first. Right? When you follow your passion, your person will always align. So if there is something that excites and motivates you, it's a message from your Akashic records, y'all, that it can lead to your abundance. So don't silence it. All right. This is obligation. See, the divine masculine has been holding on to a lot of obligations, y'all. See this little boy on this card? Obligations. What does the world tell men, right? Young men to be obligated, y'all. Everything is about them taking on obligations, y'all. So now as the masculine has begun to understand, stop telling yourself you should when you cater to others or to unnecessary expectations of yourself. You stop your flow of abundance. See, the masculine collective have been struggling, y'all, especially last year with material wealth. Jobs, y'all, stop playing. Many of you guys I counsel, y'all come to me for life coaching. Even my king lost contracts and stuff last year. Like February last year to February this year, he showed a fucking for quadruple, y'all, increase in his company. It literally, y'all, that shit 4 times, right? But you got to understand the masculine collective, they were purging and shedding last year. And anyone who did not do what it is that God was telling them to do, it hit them in their money, y'all. So what you got to realize, some lost their jobs, right? Some had to start new jobs. Some relocated to find better jobs, y'all. For the masculine collective, it's always been a struggle with their financial stability, right? Because that is what keeps them tapped into or plugged into the matrix. Because men who struggle financially have a problem really believing in faith, because faith is something that you cannot see. Women believe God. Women, we act off of faith. Men are logical. So when 2025 money began to look funny, the masculine began to separate themselves from the feminine. Now, whether that's your internal feminine and masculine or your person, there is still a clear separation between logic and faith. Masculine energy is logic, feminine energy is faith. Right? So when you do not balance the two, there is an imbalance, right? So whether that is in your own internal masculine or your divine masculine outside of you, there was a clear divide. Tell me if y'all noticed that with y'all kings last year, y'all, or even your own masculine energy, right? Where there was a struggle financially, and anytime you struggle financially, you begin to question your faith, right? You begin to question God. So that's when you understand, y'all, that all of this is meant to be, because there's a breaking down of stereotypes, right? So obligations. So the masculine collective, they've had to look at a lot of the obligations they've been carrying, yeah, so that they could use a courageous heart. Courageous heart, y'all. That's what we were talking about, right? You manifest abundance from your heart, not from going to work every day, right? So the masculine collective energies are now beginning to understand that they have to move by their heart in order to experience financial abundance and success, right? It takes courage to follow your heart, y'all. Stop playing. It takes courage to follow your heart. And as the feminine collective, y'all, we follow our heart. We trust God, y'all. Hell, following our heart done got us messed up a few times, right? Right? Following our heart done got us messed up a few times. But we still follow our heart. So for the masculine collective, they have to it takes courage for them to follow their heart, especially when the path is unknown. And this, y'all, this is an unknown path. See, anytime you following God, it's unknown. It's faith, y'all. And in order to have faith, you just got to move out. But what? Faith without works is dead. And many people will have faith, right? But they don't put in the work. Or people are putting in the work, right? Without the faith. But whatever it is, God is saying it's time to have a courageous heart. Right? It's time to have a courageous heart. It takes courage to follow your heart, especially when the path is unknown. Your heart knows the way. Trust it and let it lead to your true destiny. As a collective, y'all, we are learning, right, how to follow your heart, because your heart is God-centered, right? Your heart is universal energy. Your heart will always lead you in the right direction, y'all. But many people, you don't trust your heart because your heart has been broken. And sometimes you don't want to reach out because you're afraid of disappointment. See, somebody you reached out before and you were disappointed. Yeah, it says reach out. It says reach out. But a lot of times we reach out to people that we got to know. We were disappointed. But this reaching out is going to be a resolution. This reaching out is going to allow a resolution, y'all. Your very first card is open up and speak your truth, because whatever this is that the universe is telling you to open up about and speak your truth, then there's going to be a resolution. Let's go to the tarot, y'all, and see, because somebody right now, your energy is scattered. And as your energy is scattered, it's going to be very difficult for you to manifest what it is that you want, y'all. Manifestation is energy. God is energy. Right? You have to channel the energy. That's what I do. Channel the energy. What is that? A direct line. Focus the energy, y'all. Somebody, your energy is scattered right now. And because your energy is scattered, you're having a very difficult time coming to a resolution. Whatever it is that you've been struggling with is about to be resolved. But you got to remember, right? that resolutions don't always happen in the way we hope or want, right? But being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. See, somebody, your energy has been so scattered that at least by the time you get to this resolution, at least your energy will be back in focus, y'all. Yeah. See, somebody, you have too much on your plate right now. That's that obligations energy, y'all. That's that obligations energy. See, scattered energy says you have too much on your plate. Yeah, stop playing, y'all. Seven of Cups, confusion. Seven of Cups, y'all, confusion, right? So somebody, there's too much on your plate and it's causing you some type of emotional overload, or this could be the divine masculine, y'all. All right, take it how it resonates. But you have too much on your plate, right? Which is causing you to lose focus, right? This is causing you to feel exhausted and overwhelmed. Prioritize your well-being and create a new plan, right? Create a new plan. So if there is confusion in your life, you're being asked to focus your energy and just create a new plan. Y'all, you got to learn how to pivot. Yeah, 10 of Cups. You got to learn how to pivot. Stop playing. And the devil. Woo! The 10 of Cups to the devil. Somebody heavy on the confusion about what it is that you want. Right? 10 of Cups to the devil, it's like somebody, but the 7 of Cups is here. So it's like somebody heavy on the confusion because you want it, y'all. 10 of Cups to the devil, somebody, you want family, you want happiness, you want rainbows. Somebody, you want to travel, you want to go to the beach. I'm seeing seashells. Somebody, you want to collect seashells. But there is a heavy spirit of confusion and obligation of attachments that are being held on to. Yeah, heavy attachments, y'all, and it's stopping someone from experiencing the wish fulfillment, right? The 10 of Cups, the family, right? The emotional fulfillment, right? That you desire. Yeah, that you desire. Somebody can have on a blue and white or blue and gray striped shirt. I'm seeing a burgundy shirt and jeans, or a light blue or light gray shirt, all right, and blue pants. Yeah, somebody, yeah, you got to come up with a plan, though. The 3 of Wands is in the reverse. Somebody, you feel like your life is stagnant. Or this is the divine masculine energy outside of you, because I am getting a lot of masculine energy from these cards. Someone is now beginning to understand that they have to come up with a plan, right? You cannot just sit and wait, y'all. See, now, when it's time to wait, you wait, right? But when it's not time to wait, you move forward. Somebody, it's your confidence. The Queen of Wands is in the reverse. Yeah, with the 6 of Cups in the reverse. Somebody, you could have been dealing with a masculine who had a feminine energy in their past that was very insecure. I'm getting insecure. Yeah, somebody was insecure and they didn't really understand who they were, and it stopped this divine masculine from truly being able to plan, right? Somebody has someone in their past. 6 of Cups in the reverse with the Queen of Wands. Someone could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Whatever this energy is, though, this is the cause of a lot of the stagnant energy. Now, this could be your feminine energy, right? Where you lack confidence. This could be your person's feminine energy, right? Take it how it resonates. But the Queen of Wands in the reverse is a lack of confidence. It's insecurities. It's the inability to create whatever it is that you desire because of your past, right? 6 of Cups in the reverse. So somebody is now beginning to understand that whatever it is that you desire desires you. You just got to start over. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. So somebody, now you're laying a foundation, right, for what it is that you want. And even if you got to start over, now you're more focused, but you got to make the decision. 2 of Swords, right? See, now that you're more focused on what it is that you desire, you still have to make the decision. 2 of Swords. You may not see, right? You may not see, but this is a choice, y'all. So divine feminine, you got to make a choice. What's the 2 of Swords on my feminine energy? What's the 2 of Swords? All right. Yeah, the Sun. Because now you see something differently when it comes to your purpose, y'all. The Chariot, right? The Sun to the Chariot, 2 major arcana, but the 4 of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Somebody, you don't want to be bothered unless your divine masculine has awakened. That's what this is. Somebody, you don't want to be bothered unless the spiritual transformation has taken place, y'all, right? 4/13 could be significant. April 13th, y'all. 4/13. Yeah. So somebody, you like, I don't want to be bothered. I will sit over here in this tree by myself unless you have now experienced your own spiritual awakening. So somebody, now you over here like, I'm going to make the choice. And your choice, y'all, is going to lead to the Ace of Cups regardless, because this is the end of a cycle. right? The world, y'all, with the Ace of Cups, somebody, this is the end of a cycle, right? So you can make whatever choices you want. See, the Sun and the Two of Swords is God saying your path has been illuminated to you, y'all, with the Chariot. The Chariot is your destiny, right? So your path has been illuminated. Right now, you don't have to take anything that anyone is offering you if it is not what you desire. See, somebody, you just tapping in and you're understanding, right? That maybe you're bored. Maybe you're apathetic with what it is that you're being offered. Somebody, this could be your job. Somebody, it could be a relationship. Somebody, I'm seeing a swing set. Somebody used to have a swing set as a little girl, or somebody you like to swing. I'm seeing a little girl swinging on a swing now. Yeah, somebody, you've now realized your own wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups. Like the divine feminine, you at a point where you understand your own wish fulfillment. You making yourself happy. But because of that, it's allowing your masculine to also change their perspective and see something clearly as well, y'all. See, there's a masculine energy now who completely sees and something from a different perspective, y'all. The Hangman with the Ace of Swords. So now you being in this Nine of Cups wish fulfillment energy. Oh, because now we got the Emperor, y'all, with the Knight of Swords. Stop playing, y'all. I don't know what you did, but I got to change that, y'all. I don't know what you did, Queen, but the Emperor with the Knight of Swords, somebody is coming in quickly because they see something from a different perspective, y'all. The Ace of Swords is here. Somebody sees something from a different perspective. Let me grab my Hidden Secrets deck, all right? Let's see. What is it that the masculine is seeing from a different perspective? All right, let's see what the masculine. All right, I will be live tomorrow morning, same time, y'all. I'll be here about between 7:15 and 7:30 because I'm not at home. So I had to make sure King get off to work, make coffee and breakfast, all that shit, right? So I will be back on in the morning, probably about 7:30 if I'm a little late. And then I will be live on TikTok. We're going to do our Friday live at 9. All right. All right, y'all. So let's see. What is this Ace of Swords on the masculine energy? All right, y'all. So I got a divine masculine. I got an Emperor with the Knight of Swords. Somebody wants to communicate something to you, all right, because they now see something from a different perspective, y'all. The Hangman and the Ace of Swords. Somebody now has clarity about what it is that they truly want for themselves. Yeah, because they tired, y'all. I don't make it up. What did I tell you, y'all, about that obligations and depletion on the masculine energy, y'all? Exhaustion. See, the masculine energy, they now understand it, y'all. Somebody just got a motorcycle. Stop playing, y'all. The King just showed me his motorcycle last night. He got a motorcycle a few weeks ago, right? Somebody, your person got a motorcycle, right? I'm telling you, y'all, this is action communication, y'all, because they tired, exhaustion. All right, exhaustion. Somebody is depleted, drained, y'all. This has been a long journey. And now someone is seeing that it was simply the distractions, y'all, that was keeping them in this cycle. Now, somebody tired of the distractions, y'all. I'm talking about they tired of the sidetracks. They tired of the delays. And now somebody understands that it is time to change, y'all. All right, somebody has just been distracted, absolutely distracted. And now there's this depletion, drain energy because this has been a long journey. Absolutely a long journey, y'all. Yeah, somebody, your person could have abandoned you. Yeah, because of their pride. Stop playing, y'all. Abandon pride. What did I just say earlier, y'all? The battle between the masculine and feminine energy is a battle of the egos. Both of you guys are an ego. Right? Both of you guys are an ego. It's just that the divine feminine, when you begin to detach, that's when you get out of ego. See, your ego is what make you keep texting them. Stop playing. Your ego is what make you keep texting them. Your ego is what keeps make you calling them when they ain't fucking responding, when they're not. Y'all, when you do that kind of stuff, that's your ego. I'm going to make you talk to me. No, you ain't. No, you're not, y'all. I don't care if you call that man a million times. He ain't answer you because he's avoiding everything about you, right? So what you got to understand is both pride, right? Your pride say, why you can't tell me what we doing? Are we in a commitment? Are we getting married? What's going to happen in 2 years? What's going to happen in 6 months? That's your pride. Because God said, if this is your person, then you already know what's going to happen, right? So you don't need to know all of those questions. So you got to understand it's not just the masculine energy or the man that operates in pride. We all have masculine energy. And that masculine energy is where that pride comes from. So even in the feminine energy, your pride shows up as you trying to control the 3D of the relationship. Why? Because the man, the masculine controls that, not you. So if you gonna get married, if y'all gonna move in together, all of that, they control that. But if you were trying to control that, then you operating in pride, right? So both of you had to do what? Abandon this pride. Arrogance, ego, stubborn, right? Because you might have felt left out. Your person might have walked away. Somebody was being cold, y'all, all right? But somebody could have also been needing to do what? Grow, y'all, grow. See, nourish is at the bottom of the deck. Whoever this divine masculine is, your divine masculine, right? They needed to grow, but so did you, y'all. That is a part of the journey. The journey is a journey of growth, y'all. And it says what? Self-growth. Self-growth, y'all. The journey to divine union, which is you, number one, coming into union with yourself first, right, is self-growth. And then when you grow, right, you self-focus, you soul find for yourself, then you and your person can come together. Somebody, your person is very loyal, but they at their breaking point, y'all, at the bottom of the deck. So somebody has now gained clarity about a lot of the distractions, right? That it's just tired, y'all. Somebody has just been straight exhausted, y'all. Yeah, and I feel like you are afraid, y'all. See, the Nine of Swords is on the feminine energy because you feel like you're not going to get this commitment, y'all. Stop playing. Thank you, love. Thank you. Somebody, you afraid you ain't gonna get this commitment. You afraid your person is too stubborn. It's like your person will come face to face with the damn bull, y'all. I'm talking about face to face with the bull, right? So you over here talking about, man, this man is stubborn. He ain't coming through. He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna call. But God say, what about you, high priestess? Use your intuition, ladies. My intuition is what got me in union and kept me in union, and I'm still in union. Because where the fuck we going? We ain't going nowhere. Stop playing. Right? So what you got to understand, y'all, is your intuition is your guiding force to union. Because you got it, queen. High priestess energy with a hierophant, both of y'all, right? But see, this is somebody who may be very traditional, right? And you over here, you very spiritual. So what does that mean? Find a happy medium. Right? Find a happy medium. So that don't mean you get up in the morning and you got to take a long spiritual bath and then you got to do all of this and burn. No, y'all got to find balance. Y'all know when I'm at my house, I get up every morning, I take a spiritual bath, I prepare for an hour, and then I go live. Well, fuck no. This morning, I got to get up. I got to make him coffee. I got to make sure he's straight before he go off to work. And then I come to y'all. Right? So you still got to be adaptable because let me tell you, your person, if he's a traditional king, that joker got to get up and go to work, right? So you got to understand where you fit into the scheme of things and be led by your intuition. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles, y'all. Somebody, your intuition is going to lead you right to the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, y'all, right? But it's your intuition, y'all, that leads you to commitment, to marriage, to abundance, right? Because this is somebody who is very traditional with the Hierophant, y'all. Somebody, they ain't trying to let you get away, though. Y'all, look how this man looking on his car. Where you think you going? That's what he's saying, y'all. Look how this man looking. He's talking about, where you think you going? You ain't going nowhere. Right? So somebody, maybe you are in this transition phase in your life, right? With the Six of Swords. Maybe you are wanting to move away, right? And just experience some things new. But he ain't finna let you go nowhere. Stop playing, y'all. Stop playing. The Six of Swords. All right? Clarify the Six of Swords to the 10 of Pentacles. What's the Six of Swords, 10 of Pentacles? Because he got clarity, y'all. What did I say? Ace of Swords. I don't make it up. The divine masculine, your king, has gained clarity, y'all. Somebody got clarity about what it is that they want, y'all. The truth of their intentions and honesty. See, the energy, y'all, is conducive now to conversations because the divine masculine. See, remember, y'all, the last 2 weeks or so, we've been hearing God say, be still, be still. Don't do anything. Why? Because it was not time, y'all. The moon has now moved into Aries overnight. We are now welcoming in the spring equinox, right? We're welcoming in the spring, and the spring, y'all, is now about truth of intentions. Why? Because now we entering the year of the fire horse. The year of the fire horse, y'all, is about action. And the divine masculine and divine feminine, the chosen, are being called to take action, y'all, towards their what? Purpose, right? So you have to gain clarity about what your person wants also, because all of this is intertwined in your purpose, y'all. It says truth, intentions, and honesty, right? So maybe somebody has seen something, y'all. Somebody, you could be a photographer, or you and your person like to take pictures together. Somebody, y'all be dressing alike and shit. That's so cute. Yeah, stop playing, y'all. Somebody got clarity about what the fuck they want. What did I say? I don't make it up. Commitment. Why? Because this is a traditional man. Hierophant, y'all. Hierophant. Right? See, you got to know who your person is. And if your person is traditional, then you damn well know they want commitment. Y'all stop playing. That man don't want you to be with nobody else. He don't want you dating nobody else. A king could never imagine a queen being with anybody else. Shit, as soon as somebody get around my energy, my king be like, calling, hey, babe, you coming down? What's going on? Right? They can feel the energy, y'all, and you are magnetic as the feminine. If you have done your work, and my queens have, because y'all my queens, y'all my collective queens, y'all done y'all work, right? So when you do your work, you are magnetic, y'all. Everybody wants you. Everybody wants you. Stop playing. And your king can feel that shit. That's why they be talking about, babe, you coming down for a few days? Yes, love. Yes, love, I'll be there, right? See, you got to understand, y'all, this, right? Commitment. And nobody wants their person out in these streets, y'all. So what you got to realize is that you and your person share the same energetic field. So as the feminine energy becomes more magnetic, your person feels it, y'all. All right, I got 66 people watching. All right, if you're enjoying the content, please give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for your gifts. All right, super thanks, super chats, and all of those things, y'all. All right, I am the Lady Empath 1111. This is your daily guidance. All right, y'all. So as the moon is now moving into Aries, the masculine, they are feeling, right, this energy, marriage, fidelity, commitment, right? See, there was a lot of conflict in the silence, y'all. There was a lot of conflict in the silence. And what you had to understand is that conflict really had nothing to do with you, y'all. There was absolutely some type of clashing and differences, but it was the frequency, y'all. See, a lot of times you may not feel like you and your person are compatible, but it's because you're on a different frequency. This could be friends, y'all. This could be family. It doesn't have to be love. Take it how it resonates, right? But when you're on a different frequency than others, right, there is a incompatibility. And that incompatibility is always met with silence. Why? Because what do you say when you're on a different frequency, y'all? What do you say to somebody when you're not on the same frequency, y'all? So a lot of times, silence to many of the divine feminine feels like you're being isolated or pushed out of their world. But what if I told you it's like Charlie Brown? Won't. Y'all are on a different frequency. Y'all can't communicate. His mind is thinking about job, work, making money, taking care of his kids, stability, being there for you, being Superman, being everything. That's not the frequency that you resonate on, y'all. So because you're not on that frequency of what? Obligation. Because you on the frequency of what? Soul growth, right? That is why there is silence. Cool, what y'all gonna talk about? Stop playing. Right? So somebody, a lot of times you may have felt like your person was stonewalling you or they had no words. Yeah, somebody, you even felt like your person was being dishonest, but that came out in the reverse. Right? So somebody, you may have felt like your person was being elusive. Somebody, you could have just killed a spider. I'm seeing spider webs now, right? But somebody, you felt like your person was being dishonest or deceptive. All right, but it wasn't that, y'all. Your person was depleted. Whole exhausted, y'all. Somebody, your person come home from work and go straight to sleep. And you be over here talking about, well, why he on call? Why he ain't saying that? Because he sleep, y'all. They be tired as fuck. The king came home, did a few things. We ate dinner. By the time I watched the show in the front room, by the time I went to the bedroom, he was snoring, right? It was 9:30, right? But you got to understand these men work. Right? So it's not, let me tell you, if you dealing with a low vibrational man that's still out there partying, hanging out and shit, this ain't your message. Right? I channel for kings. Kings are men who have jobs, who have responsibilities, who in supervisor positions, management, upper level, or they own their own fucking company, right? So you got to understand these men are up at dawn, right? All day managing people, working, y'all. So more than anything, it's the exhaustion, y'all, that causes the silence, right? All of that should be an illusion. All of it be an illusion, y'all. And a lot of times you be over here because of the silence. Your mind don't went in all directions, y'all. Because of the silence, your mind has gone in all these different directions. And you over here talking about, well, what's going on? Child, it's distorted. It be distorted, y'all. These damn men be tired as hell. Damn, don't be trying to hear that shit, right? You got somebody, you finna get approved for a loan. 563 could be significant. Somebody, you may be approved for a loan. I just got a random ass text message, y'all, and I don't want no damn loan. And I just looked at my phone and I got a random text message talking about you've been approved for a loan. Child, please. All right, but no, that's a message for somebody. All right, that is the message for somebody. I love that. Who is that talking about I'm decaying? I love that. I love it. All right. So somebody, a lot of what's taking place is cloudy judgment because the feminine, y'all, the divine feminine, you feel like they out, they doing this, they doing that, they ain't something about you, da 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 da. Both of you guys have cloudy judgment, y'all, because a lot of times it's not dishonest. Now, if you dealing with a damn peasant, then it's dishonest, y'all. If you dealing with a low vibrational, bitter person, y'all know as soon as I start talking about stuff, the cards come out, right? If you dealing with some old bitter, crazy person, y'all, then yeah, they cheating and doing dumb shit, y'all. But that's not what a king is doing. A king isn't doing that. All right. So somebody there could be some resentment. There could absolutely be some type of anger, right? Maybe you and your person have some type of I'm hearing a conversation. Somebody, you and your person had a conversation because you wanted them to be more aware of the importance of you or your relationship or the depth of what it is that you bring. But what you have to understand is that the divine masculine already is aware of that, y'all. Your king knows who the fuck you are. Let's be clear. They know who you are and they know what you deserve. What they are doing is preparing that for you. A real man, a real king is not going to come to you and not be prepared to provide for you. And a lot of times the anger, the resentment, and the words is because y'all are speaking two different languages, right? He's speaking Chinese, you speaking French or some shit, right? And y'all aren't even speaking the same language. And now this bitterness, right? This anger, this resentment comes up because the feminine feels like your person is not aware of your importance or your value. All right, somebody, you go snorkeling, right? But loyalty, y'all. This is somebody who is loyal. All right, somebody is loyal, trusting, reliability. You just got to believe, y'all. You just got to believe. Don't let me go in there and get chance on y'all ass. Bring the damn dog back, right? All right, so loyalty, y'all. So whoever this person is, somebody could be bringing you flowers. All right, I'm seeing flowers here. But yeah, somebody got a confession, y'all. Absolutely, confessions. Yeah, it says unveiling, coming clean, and messages. So I do feel like there's a conversation that needs to take place between you and your divine masculine. Take it how it resonates, all right? This could be a conversation between you and your mom. I don't give a fuck who it is, y'all. But wherever it is, there is a confession because somebody's energy has been scattered. And now they want to take the high road, y'all. So whatever the scattering of the energy is for the masculine collective, now somebody is now, I heard refragmentation. Refragmentation. See, the divine masculine, as you know, divine feminine, right? When you give yourself out to people, your soul becomes fragmented, right? So now you have to stop and you have to gather back, y'all, all the pieces of what it is that you gave out. This is called refragmentation, right? So now you got to come in and you got to gather back all of the parts that have been scattered in your energy, right? This is what you gave to people. This is what you gave to your children, to your family, to your job. However, your energy has become scattered. Now you got to give it back, y'all. And that's what's taking place. So somebody now understands that since their energy was scattered, that it's time to go back and regain, rebuild, recall all of that back. Right? So that's what's taking place. Somebody wants to come clean. All right. There's a message here. There's confusion and new beginnings. Somebody wants to tell you that there was a lot of uncertainty. Somebody just wasn't sure. And that's why they were ghosting you. Ghosting is here, y'all. Somebody wasn't sure. They were very unclear, right? But somebody wants to try again. This is a new direction. Somebody wants to start over. They were running even though it was only you. Because they really thought that you was going to chase though, y'all. Now somebody has a new perspective because they the ass is longing for you. See, what you got to understand, y'all, is that the world tells chasing. This is what I'm hearing about chasing. Men are chasing the world, right? Men chasing money, men chasing the world, men chasing financial stability, men chasing status, men chase all of that. Men ain't chasing women. Stop playing. Men chasing the world. Women are chasing men, right? So your divine masculine chasing the world thought that you would chase them. You said, fuck no. Why? Because queens don't chase. Queens don't chase. So now this is a divine masculine who had to do what? Change their perspective about what that looks like, because now they craving you, they longing for you, they aching for you. Stop playing. Right? So somebody's now beginning to understand what they really want more than anything was you. But they were chasing something outside, which was an illusion. Somebody was chasing an illusion. Yeah. See, somebody had to withdraw their energy and get by themselves. What is this illusion? All right. What is this illusion that the masculine was chasing? All right. Yeah. Strength in reverse. Somebody confidence was shaking. What is this energy? Somebody didn't want you to see, yeah, Five of Swords, mind manipulation. Somebody was confused in the thoughts and their confidence, right? With the Five of Swords and the strength in the reverse, I feel like this is a divine masculine. They overthink a lot. It's something about their head and being in their head that was causing them to lack the confidence in being able to create something with you. Yeah, they were lacking the confidence. August the 5th or May 8th, 58 or 85 could be significant. But somebody, yeah, stop playing. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, y'all. I told you, somebody had, it's money, it's pentacles, it's stability, y'all. It's stability. See, this is somebody who couldn't navigate the ship until the pentacles is right, y'all. Somebody, your person, y'all go on a cruise. Now I'm hearing ships and cruises, right? So somebody, your person could not navigate the ship until they became the King of Pentacles. I told you, financial stability, y'all. Financial stability. Page of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. So somebody, your person has been working on their finances, right? And a lot of it caused them to overthink, right? Five of Swords, right? With the strength in reverse, they lack confidence until they could have the financial stability, right? To support a queen. Y'all stop playing. Yeah, Six of Pentacles, equal give and take. I don't make it up. Somebody just wanted to be able to give to you, right? Equally, y'all. King of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. They wanted to be able to give to you in a way that you give to them. Why? Because you're the high priestess. But they didn't have enough at first, y'all. Five of Pentacles. Stop playing. All Pentacles. Somebody didn't have enough at first. They didn't have enough, y'all. King of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. So somebody was going through a lot of financial changes, right? In these last few years is what I'm hearing God say. Yeah, a lot of financial changes, y'all. Yeah, but I heard winter is over with. Yeah, because today begins spring. Winter is over with. 10 of Wands. All right. So the burden that this masculine has been carrying, y'all, has been a financial burden. Literally. And now they just tied. I'm talking about 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, y'all. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, back to back. This person tied. I'm talking about tired of carrying the financial burden. 5 of Wands, tired of fighting. Tired of fighting, tired of carrying the financial burden, and tired of not being there for you. Why? Because you in the Nine of Pentacles. All Pentacles. I'm talking about it. You in the Nine of Pentacles. And this is somebody who sees you in the Nine of Pentacles. So in order for them to come to you, they have to be the King of Pentacles, y'all. You can't come towards a queen, right? With that. But I feel like a lot of times, you know, this kind of hurts you. But what you didn't understand, Queen, is that this is all a part of your journey. All right, this is all a part of your journey, y'all. If you are enjoying the content, y'all, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I got 61 people watching and only 48 thumbs up. All right, let's get some direct messages from your person. All right, Eight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck, Queen. So I don't want you to feel like you are trapped, right, by any circumstance in your life. Like I tell you, Divine Feminine, the choice is up to you. All right, the choice is up to you. I want to clear some of this away, y'all, so that I can get some direct messages from your person. All right, so with the Eight of Swords at the bottom of this deck over here, I'm hearing from my Divine Feminine, I want you to also change your perspective, right? Because let me tell you, y'all, if you are doing the work that you should be doing when you and your person are giving each other space or in separation, your life is beautiful anyway, y'all. Like, your life is beautiful. When they going through whatever the hell they going through, that shit be on them, y'all. All you do is become more aware of your value and of your importance for yourself. And then you don't care about that, y'all. You be traveling. You be doing your own thing. You done found your whole soul tribe. You're never concerned, y'all, with what they got going on. The only time that you are overly concerned with what your person got going on is because you ain't got no damn life. Right? And if you ain't got no life, then it's easy for you to be consumed with what it is that they doing. Right? So that's why, as the Divine Feminine, you got to make sure that you continue to do what you're supposed to be doing. Because this is a spiritual transformation. It's a spiritual transformation, y'all. And a lot of times that takes time, y'all. Did you transform in 6 months? right? So I tell people, if you've been in union with your person for less than 2 years, stop playing, y'all. Stop playing. It takes time, right? The king and I finna hit shit 3 years in May, known each other all his life, right? And been together like what, 5, I think, floating around the energy. His ass was floating around me 2 damn years before he approached me. He was floating around me 2 years before he approached me. And May will be 3 years that we've been in union, y'all, and we ain't never been in separation. We just give each other space. When he was doing dumb shit, I stayed in my own damn house. I ain't coming to your house when you acting stupid, right? When he do dumb shit, I just don't come around. And when he better, we better. Right? You got to give people space, y'all. And the only time you begin to question your journey is because you be trying to be up under somebody because of what? The intensity. The intensity, y'all. It's hard to stay away from you. Your twin flame is you, y'all. So it is hard to stay away from you, but you know, as a divine feminine, that's what's needed. Right? It wasn't easy, but it was needed. So I knew I was going to stay my ass at my house. When he was going through his dark night of the soul, when he was going through different things in his life, I stayed my ass home. Right? Our connection is so intense that sometimes it scares me. All right? That's what you got to understand. It says, y'all, our connection is so intense that sometimes it scares me. My feelings for you overwhelm me sometimes. Please reassure me by taking things slowly and patiently. This will help me feel comfortable with the changes that are happening. All right? When you meet your divine counterpart, y'all, a lot changes in your life and their life. And the intensity is a lot. I told y'all, shit, maybe 2 years ago, the king was like, babe, I just need your support and your patience. That's all he said. He said, I need your support and your patience. And I said, okay, you got it, right? So if he didn't ask for support, I didn't give it to him. If he asked for something, I would give it to him. Supporting isn't you calling 24/7. Support ain't you saying, hey, you need anything? You need me to do anything? No, support means I'm here. If you need something, let me know. If you don't, I'm living my best life. Why? Because this is your life. And the intensity that you and your person is a lot, y'all. And for someone who has never been in love, why? Because you ain't never been in love until you meet your king or queen. Stop playing. All that shit you thought was love was never love. It was never love. It was never love, y'all. You have never been in love until you meet the one that God has for you. That shit's on another level. And it ain't got nothing to do with feelings and emotions. It's about purpose and power and abundance. Purpose, power, and abundance. Nothing to do with your love, your feelings, and your emotions. The shit is intense. The fire is intense. The two of y'all come together and the shit is intense. Your body be hot. Like, it is visible signs, y'all, that take place when you're with your damn person. And it is a lot. I don't know that even 3 years in, y'all, I don't know that the king and I could be together every single day because the shit is still intense, y'all. What you feel, you and your person and y'all energy together, child, please, right? So yeah, we spent 3 days together. I go back home, like we go back and forth, y'all, because the shit is intense. Because you getting downloads, right? You hearing them, they hearing all of this shit is going on, y'all. That's what real union is about, and the shit is intense, right? So you will understand that the feelings can be overwhelming sometimes, y'all. All right. So communication, I told you, communication. Somebody, your person wants to communicate. Somebody, you could be drinking Starbucks. Coffee could be significant. I'm hearing oat milk latte. All right. Somebody, yeah, communication. It says, I need to talk to you and feel you close. Stop playing. Somebody, your person say, I need to talk to you and feel you close, right? I want to reach out to you. Please be open to receiving communication from me soon. Your response will encourage me greatly, and I will be waiting to hear back from you. Let me tell you about this energy, y'all. Because we are now in this Aries energy, you may absolutely, y'all, absolutely get communication, or you may decide to reach out to your person, y'all. Whatever it is, you got to meet them differently because you're different. That's what I'm hearing God say. Meet them differently because you're different, right? If you and your person been in separation, you're not the same anymore, but neither are they. And a lot of times, y'all, because you are not around your person 24/7, you don't see their growth, y'all, but you do. But you got to allow it, right? So when you talk to your person, if y'all are in separation or y'all have had this strain, whatever's going on, right? when this communication comes through, or even if you initiate the communication, do so in a new mind. Because this is a new season, this is a new year, and the divine masculine ain't the same kings y'all left last year. They aren't, y'all. My king has grown by leaps and fucking bounds, y'all. So what you got to understand is they grow. So you don't talk to him the way you talked to him 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? No, you respect the king in him, y'all. Communication. All right. So somebody, I'm going to tell you this. When your person communicates, don't start asking them what y'all doing. Okay, well, now that we communicating and we finna move in together, what about the future? What about this? What about that? If you fucking do that, then you're going to run them away. Why? Because God already told you that was your goddamn person. Stop being so pushy. Only time you worried about what y'all doing is because you don't trust God and you don't listen to your intuition. I ain't never had to ask the king what the fuck we doing. Now, after I started listening to my intuition, right, about the first 6 months to a year, I was doing that dumb shit. Well, what we doing? Are we gonna do this? You want to do this? You want to do that? We don't gotta worry about that shit, y'all. Where they going and where you going? Right? So you don't have to worry about that. And when you begin to add pressure to an already sensitive situation, then all you're doing is pushing them out of the energy. Because where the fuck else y'all going? Who else is going to be with you? Who else do you want? Who else do they want? No fucking body, right? So all you got to do is be patient. And let me tell you, if you're not good at being patient, then you can't be in no divine union. Go find a soulmate. Have some babies and you live a beautiful life. Y'all, that's fine. You will live a beautiful life with a soulmate, right? Go live your beautiful life with your soulmate. Have your babies. Go meet and get married in 6 months. Right? Go meet, get married in 6 months. Go have your boy and your girl and your dog and live your life. But that's not what divine union is. That's not divine union, right? So what you got to do is decide what you want. You got to decide what you want, because divine union is death. Spiritual awakening, y'all. It's spiritual awakening, and it's purpose and passion. It's not just about a person. All right. It's not just about your person. It's about your purpose and your passion. All right. Karmic battles. Yeah. See, the divine masculine has this, y'all, been fighting karmic battles in order to find peace, though, y'all. In order to find peace, it says karmic battles. I am releasing what no longer serves me. And I feel like that's you, feminine. Yeah, that's you. You've been fighting a karmic battle so that you could release what was no longer yours. See, this is a man who knows that you are theirs. Mine. They know, y'all. Y'all be the one questioning. That's why y'all be in separation. It ain't that the masculine don't know. My king knew from day one. He knew before I knew. Shit. He took a picture of me 2 years before he said anything to me. That motherfucker knew right off, y'all. But what you got to understand is that you be fighting your own karmic battles with your mind. And your mind said, what if he got somebody else? What if he dating somebody else? What if somebody else at his house? What if this? What if that? That's your karmic battle. That ain't theirs. So sometimes you have to be patient with yourself in the process of growth, y'all, because change, that's about change. And as you begin to come into your power, you begin to understand, right? Everything has to be in alignment, y'all, for you and your person to be in physical union. Everything has to be in alignment. And all you're doing right now is aligning yourself. This person says, I want to take the honoring path towards you. So I am taking responsibility for my situation first. I am coming forward to tell you how I feel. I know I have what it takes to make you mine. I am ready for a new beginning. Somebody, your person ready for a new beginning. They want to be honorable, y'all. Kings are honorable men. A king ain't gonna come to you and can't afford no good meal. A king ain't gonna come to you and can't afford to take you nowhere. A king ain't gonna come to you, y'all, and can't afford to take you on a trip. They take the honoring path towards you. That's what love is. See, when that peasant was loving you and they ain't had nothing, they couldn't take you on a decent date. They couldn't help you do shit. They couldn't support you emotionally. That wasn't love, y'all. You got to understand love is stability. It ain't a feeling. Love isn't a feeling. Love isn't an emotion. Love is a choice. And you choose to love people based on what they show you, not what they say. Right? It says, I want to make love to you, which you have never experienced before. Hello. I want intimacy in every way possible with you. I just want us to know each other like no one else before us has ever known. Let me read that shit again, y'all. That thing say, I just want us to know each other like no one else before us has ever known. Your touch, your voice really heals me. When you understand this about kingdom love, right? About divine union, right? About what God desires for you. Oh, it's healing, y'all. Intimacy between you and your person is healing. That's why we come together on the new moon or the full moon, spring equinoxes, any major universal shift in the energy. Oh, yeah, this right here, y'all. Because that's how you manifest. That's how you build your union. That's how you stabilize, y'all. These are God unions. God is universal energy. You move with the energy. Why? Because it's healing to you and your person, to your finances, to everything, right? It's healing. It's healing. And what you understand is that you have to treat it as such, a healing journey. It's not a relationship. It's not a relationship, y'all. So you got to be strategic, which means you got to listen to your intuition, y'all. All right, what else? All right, what else? I'm going to get you guys some love advice, and then I'm going to get you some advice for today. All right? I will be posting videos, content today. I am going to record more content today. Stop playing, y'all. Last two cards. I can't make it up because my king said this shit to me. Twin flames in my world. All right? Let me tell you something about this twin flame union. Whether your person knows the terminology or not, they know who you are from jump because they ain't never seen nothing like it. They know your energy from jump because they ain't never experienced anything like it. Like I told you, most of y'all know my story. My king saw me 2 years before he said anything at a birthday party. He knew something was about me. He was with somebody else, y'all. He was with his mother of his children. It was their birthday party. Shit, all of us was there, right? But I had no idea. I wasn't looking at him like that shit. I was still married. And that's why I say the honoring path. I was still married, y'all. My king didn't approach me until after he heard that my divorce was final. He saw me 2 years before my divorce was final. He took a picture because he saw the signs. He said, shit, I don't know who that is, but I want her to be my world. I don't know who the fuck she is, but she my world, right? So guess what? It all comes full circle, y'all. I got a divorce. I was already in a horrible marriage, y'all. I was already going through a divorce, right? So I tell you, y'all, people who want you, they take the honoring path. If you married, you need to get a divorce. If your person is married, they need to get a divorce. Right? You take the honoring path. He didn't approach me when he was still with the mother of his children. He didn't approach me until after they had been broken up a whole year. Right? My marriage had been already over with, right, for 2 years, and my divorce was final before we ever went out. You got to do stuff the right way. God blesses things that are done in decency and order. And when you start sleeping around with people and you still married or they in relationships and y'all doing all of that underhanded shit, that ain't God, y'all. Divine union is God. Divine is God. So when you dealing with somebody, yeah, you might meet your person and they married. Shit, I was married. But I was already getting a divorce. Why? Because that's a part of the healing process, y'all. If you are in some narcissistic, crazy ass marriage, a part of your healing process is to get a divorce. So let me tell you, anybody, if y'all are still legally married to people, get a fucking divorce and stop telling me about how much it costs, because I did all my divorces my fucking self. The first divorce, I did it by myself. Went to the court, got all the papers and filed it. The second one, I needed a lawyer because I own shit, right? But that shit still took not even fucking 6 months. Stop playing, right? You do what it is that you need to do because God cannot solidify a divine union if both of y'all are still living in toxic, low vibrational energy, meaning you're still attached to other people. So what you got to understand is that you, right, have to do the right thing. Right? You have to do the right thing. All right. So what it means is that you have to do what is in decency and in order. And decency and order says what? Right? You can't be with somebody if you still married. You need a divorce. Right? But let me tell you, twin flame signs in my world. Right? This is somebody who understands, y'all, that you are their world. right? You they world. Twin flame signs, y'all. That thing says, look for the signs of our connection. As your twin flame, I mirror what you're going through. Notice how we are very similar. Share the same vision, y'all. You and your person, y'all share the same vision. If you're dealing with somebody and they don't have the vision you have, that ain't your person. It's not your person, right? If you are still ironing out some things in your life, then you know it's not time for 3D union, right? Let me tell you, queens, if y'all are still in school, be in school, right? If y'all are still working in y'all business and doing things to better yourself, do it, because your person ain't going nowhere. Y'all are in union. Separation is a mindset. Because who else got your heart? Stop playing, right? So as your twin flame, you got to understand y'all mirror each other, right? So there is a connection between the two of you that cannot be denied. So you have to work on yourselves to be together, right? You got to work on yourselves to be together, because this is a frequency, y'all. And if you cannot hold a frequency, it's like jump starting a car and having the red and the black mixed up. Seriously, somebody check your battery. Your car wouldn't start? Yeah. Somebody, you got to understand, it's like jumping a car with the cables crossed. You will blow some shit up, y'all. So what you got to understand is you need that distance so that you can stabilize the energy and the frequency between you and your person, y'all. All right? Your last message, you mean the world to me. Everything revolves around you. I keep you in mind when I am making decisions, and I include you in all of my plans. Every action, every dream. I love doing life with you. You mean so much to me. Without you, I feel like nothing. That is how a true divine masculine feels about his divine feminine. I just saw 11111 on the timer when I said that, right? That's it. That's all, y'all. I told you, my king laid on my floor 6 weeks or so we were dating. And he said, I just want to give you the world. I said, babe, what? That's it. That's all. He said, I just want to give you the world. And that man been working every day since to do just that. All right. Let me get you guys some advice. All right. So advice. All right, we're going to do advice and angel numbers. All right, today we'll do advice and angel numbers. I don't have all of my decks with me since I am traveling. All right, so y'all know y'all might be a little confused about the setup if you are usually on my live. I am at my king's house for a few days. All right, so the setup is a little different. All right, what is the advice for the divine feminine? All right, this is your journey. Remember that shit, y'all. It says, take a chance, for each morning is a new beginning. All right, the Fool. Each morning is a new beginning, y'all. Today is a new day. Take a chance. Send that text message if you ain't heard from your person. All right, call your friend if you want to become friends again. Whatever it is that you want, take that chance, y'all. This Aries energy is supporting you taking a chance on whatever it is you want, even if it's a job, right? Whatever it is that you want, this energy in Aries is supporting that for you. All right, so take a chance, right? For each morning is a new beginning. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles, beautiful. It says, wow, what an abundant opportunity. Wow, what an abundant opportunity. All right, in your advice, somebody, you finna get it. You're going to get an abundant opportunity. You just had to understand and remember who you are. Beautiful, the Hierophant. Tradition is important, but it doesn't have to be everything. That's what your person has been dealing with, y'all. I told you, your person came out as a Hierophant, right? So this is somebody who is now understanding that tradition doesn't mean everything, y'all. Tradition is important, but it doesn't have to be everything. And that's what the divine masculine is beginning to understand. The Star, beautiful, in your advice. The Star. It says, have faith that healing is in the forecast. Have faith, queens. All right. Healing is in the forecast. All right. Healing is absolutely in the forecast. What is the last advice? All right. Advice. Beautiful. Justice, y'all. Beautiful. Justice. In the advice, it says, stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. Stick to your truth. Won't give a fuck about nobody else's truth. Stick to your truth, y'all. And that's what we have to understand. Somebody, you got a little brown dog. Somebody, you can work for the court system. I'm seeing the scales of balance, right? But you got to stick to your truth because everything else will turn out just fine. All right, y'all. I'll be back in the morning. Let me get you some angel numbers. I'll be back tomorrow between 7:15 and 7:30. All right, for my regular live here. And then I'll be live on TikTok at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I was hoping it was going to be a little warmer and I was going to do my TikTok live on the beach, but it is actually still pretty cold in the mornings here, y'all. All right, so I may just do sofa time. I think we'll just channel music in the morning on the sofa or something like that for TikTok. All right, but I'll be back here tomorrow in this format. All right, here on YouTube. All right, 999 is your first angel number, y'all. 999 is the number of release, right? 999 is the number of release. It says, thank the past for your lesson and leave it where it belongs, y'all. See, this is beautiful, right? We are now moving, y'all, into this spring equinox. Everything else, you can leave that shit. It says, thank the past, right, for the lessons, and then leave it where it belongs so that you can make the best of the life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. Somebody, you finna make the best of the life that you have. This has been waiting for you and only you, y'all. This is your life. So now you make the best of it. Why? Because you limitless. Stop playing. Zero. Because you are limitless, y'all. Because you are limitless. Thank you, love. Thank you. Because you are limitless, y'all. That thing says there is no beginning and no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. That's all it is, y'all. Godly and earthly things. That's balance, right? That's balancing the 3D and the 5D. Beautiful. Triple zeros. Somebody, when I say you are creating a life from scratch, as soon as you released your past. All this is a release, y'all. 999 leads to infinite abundance. All of these damn zeros, y'all. And it started with you doing what? Releasing your past. Stop playing. It says you are one with the Creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on earth. You are a creator, y'all. And when you realize that all you're doing is co-creating with God, because what did I say? Balance. I don't make it up. I just said balance, y'all. All you need is 3D and 5D balance. That's 222. I am balanced. And when you are balanced, you get everything that you desire, y'all. It says, trust that the seeds of your thoughts are growing as you are nourishing them with words, feelings, and actions. You just balancing yourself, y'all. That's all it is. You're just balancing yourself. All right, let's get the final message for today. All right, the final message is 21. I heard age of accountability. All right, somebody, you grown up. You could be born on the 21st. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 is creation. 3 is Empress energy, y'all. So whatever this is, you got it. It says, I am inspiring, right? You are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged. It reveals itself in everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. That's it. That's all. It's you, and you are inspiring. And because of that, you have limitless potential to create whatever it is you desire. Just stay in balance, y'all. That's all it takes is balance. All right, y'all. I want y'all to have a beautiful day, y'all. I am the Lady Empath 1111. Everything you need to know about me is in my description box. Personal readings, theladyempath1111.com. All right, y'all. Meet us in Atlanta at the end of the month. I have created the link on my website for you to reserve RSVP on my website, but you have to register for the event, y'all. It's the Women in Business Symposium. All right, it's 3 days. Women in business. It's going to be vendors. It's going to be speakers, panelists about growing businesses, funding businesses, spirituality, health, all of that, y'all. We have speakers, holistic speakers. We have growth speakers. I'm the moderator for the conference, y'all. It is in Atlanta, Georgia, next weekend, the 27th, 28th, and 29th. Join me there, y'all, for the Women in Business Symposium. All right, in May, we will have our meetup in Tampa, Florida. All right, if you're in the Florida area, we're having a meetup in Tampa. That will be on the website coming up by the weekend for you to begin to register and RSVP for that. All right, y'all, I'll be back here in the morning between 7:15 and 7:30, and then I will be on TikTok tomorrow at 9. Love and light, y'all. The Lady Empath, 1111. Have a beautiful day, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, Rita, for always being the best moderator ever. All right, thank you guys.